My child, stop right now wherever you are. Do not scroll past this encounter. Heaven has set an invisible clock for this exact second. You did not click on this video by accident, because I am shouting your name into the quiet places of your life right now. I am calling out to you. My voice is reaching your spirit. I have watched you in the quiet hours. Sleep would not come to your eyes. Your chest felt heavy with fear. You wore your smile like armor during the day to keep everyone else safe while you were quietly falling apart inside. You thought no one saw your sacrifice, but I saw every hidden tear. Hear my voice clearly today. The silence over your life is finally over. I am not speaking to condemn you. I am stepping directly into your path to pull you back from a wrong turn that you were about to make out of sheer exhaustion. Fatigue has blurred your focus. You feel ready to give up on your promise. Lower your defenses right now. You were picked for a rare message today. You passed the hardest test already. What felt like a devastating delay was actually my hand redirecting your steps away from a trap that would have broken your spirit. The fire did not consume you. You survived the furnace of trial. Stay right here with me. Do not let your mind wander away from this encounter. Your turnaround begins in this hour. Every locked door that caused you pain is about to swing wide because the seal of lack over your family is cracking open today. Listen to what I am declaring over your destiny. Your season of sorrow ends now. You were never meant to carry this burden alone. Your spirit is weary from fighting in the dark, but light is breaking through your clouds right now. I am releasing a fresh wave of peace into your mind so that you can stand tall again. Hold on to this word with all your heart. I have scheduled this moment in eternity for you. Nothing about this encounter is an accident. You were chosen to receive this holy message today. Keep listening carefully as I reveal the secret purpose behind your storm, because your breakthrough is standing directly ahead. Let us look deep into the silent rooms where you spent your quietest hours. You sat on the edge of your bed while the world around you slept. Your mind turned over every single worry and every unanswered question that kept you awake. And every time you tried to close your eyes, the heavy silence of the room seemed to echo with the fears you kept hidden from everyone else. You felt completely alone in that darkness. Then the sun would rise, and you would put on your mask before stepping outside. You put on that bright smile like a heavy suit of armor, because you felt you had to keep everyone else safe. You listened to their problems while your own heart was silently bleeding. And even when your friends asked how you were holding up, you just smiled and said you were fine, because explaining your pain felt far too exhausting. You carried their burdens on top of your own heavy load. You have been the strong one for far too long. Everyone comes to you when they need help, advice, or support. They look at your strength and assume that you never get tired or hurt. But I have seen the quiet moments when your knees buckled under the weight of those high expectations. You were running on empty, yet you kept giving away the last bits of your energy to keep others standing. I know there were nights when you called out into the quiet room and felt nothing in return. You wondered if heaven had turned a deaf ear to your prayers. You asked yourself why others seemed to move forward so easily while you remained stuck in the same exhausting valley. And the pain of feeling forgotten by the very one who promised to protect you was heavier than any physical challenge you faced. You felt ashamed for even doubting my love. Your body is showing the marks of this endless struggle. Your shoulders are perpetually tight from carrying anxiety that was never meant for your spirit. Your sleep has been fragmented, leaving you drained before your feet even touch the floor in the morning. I saw every tear that fell onto your pillow when you thought no human eye was watching. Not a single one of those tears was wasted or overlooked by heaven. You gave your loyalty to people who stepped away when your season turned cold. You poured your heart into relationships that left you feeling drained, used, and deeply betrayed. When you needed a helping hand, those same people made excuses and walked away into the distance. And though you wanted to hold on to anger, your gentle heart chose mercy instead of revenge, even while you suffered the bitter consequences alone. You felt guilty for feeling weary in your spirit. Whispers of doubt told you that your faith was too weak, because you could not just pray away the sorrow in your chest. You judged yourself harshly for the moments when you wept in private. But I am telling you today that weeping is not a sign of failure. It is the natural release of a soul that has been holding up a fortress for far too long without any support. You checked your accounts in secret, biting your lip as you tried to make the numbers work. You wondered how you would cover the upcoming expenses without falling further behind. The constant threat of lack created an invisible knot in your stomach that never seemed to loosen. And every time a new challenge appeared, you pressed your palms together and asked how much more you were expected to endure before relief arrived. It felt as if life was moving forward for everyone around you except you. You watched friends reach their milestones, celebrate their victories, and build their dreams while you remained in the quiet shadows. You tried your best to be genuinely happy for them, but a quiet voice inside wondered when your turn would come. You wondered why your hard work yielded so little while others succeeded without struggling. You never asked for help because you did not want to be a burden to anyone. You suffered in quiet dignity, preferring to endure the pain in silence rather than let anyone see your vulnerability. You convinced yourself that if you just tried harder or pushed longer, you could fix everything on your own. But human strength has a limit, and you reached yours a long time ago. I was there in every single one of those quiet moments. I stood in the room when you dropped your head into your hands and sighed from the bottom of your soul. I counted every heartbeat that raced with anxiety during those sudden moments of panic. You thought you were alone in the wilderness, but my presence was holding you up when your own strength was completely gone. You were never abandoned for a single second. Your pain was not invisible, and your endurance was not unnoticed. The world saw a quiet person who kept showing up, but heaven saw a warrior who refused to surrender despite the crushing weight. You carried out your duties with honor even when your heart was breaking into 1,000 pieces. I am validating your struggle today. Every ounce of your quiet suffering was seen, recorded, and honored in my holy presence. You can stop pretending now. You do not have to wear that armor in my presence anymore. Lay down the heavy shield you have been holding up for years, and let your spirit breathe. The season of hiding your pain behind a polite smile is officially coming to an end right now. Listen to me carefully as I show you why this painful journey was allowed to happen in the first place. You asked me why heaven went silent when you needed a voice the most. You wondered why the skies seemed like brass every time you fell to your knees in desperation. The silence felt like a heavy rejection that echoed in your empty soul. And while you waited for a sign or a quiet whisper in the dark, the quietness only grew deeper until you thought you were completely forgotten. But hear my truth today. My silence was never a sign of my absence. It was the quiet confidence of a master craftsman watching his work. Think of a refiner standing beside a scorching hot furnace. He places the raw gold directly into the raging fire. He does not scream or shout while the intense heat works on the metal. Instead, he sits very close and leans in with deep focus. He watches patiently while the heavy dross separates from the pure metal because he knows the heat is serving a sacred purpose. He stays completely quiet because his attention is fully fixed on the vessel inside the furnace. If he looked away for even a single second, the gold might be spoiled by the intense heat. And because he values the precious gold so deeply, he keeps his eyes locked on the flame while the liquid metal purifies under his watchful care. He speaks no words because his presence is already filling the entire room. His silence is the highest form of focus. You thought the fierce heat was meant to destroy your future. You believed the furnace was a place of divine punishment for your past mistakes. But I tell you today that the fire was sent to refine you instead of consuming your life. The dross of fear had to come to the surface. The heavy impurities of self-doubt needed to be burned away completely. You were not being broken down in that painful valley, but you were being broken open so that pure gold could finally emerge. A novice builder needs constant instructions every single minute, but a seasoned warrior is trusted to hold the line even when no orders are spoken across the field. I kept silent because I trusted what I had placed deep inside your spirit. I knew you had the strength to endure the night. And while the adversary whispered that you were completely abandoned, your quiet endurance proved that your roots were anchored deep into my unshakable truth. Look back at how you handled that bitter season. You had every reason to walk away in anger. You had every right to surrender to bitterness when people mistreated your gentle spirit. But you chose mercy instead of revenge. And even while tears ran down your face, That quiet choice proved that the furnace was working its sacred miracle inside your heart. You were reflecting my nature. The refiner knows the process is complete when he can look down into the liquid metal and see his own face clearly reflected on the smooth surface. During those long months of quiet testing, I was leaning over your life with intense love. I was waiting until the chaos quieted down. And now as I look at you today, I see my patience and my unconditional love clearly mirrored in your soul. The refining is complete. What you perceived as a painful delay was actually my sovereign protection at work. You wanted doors to open immediately because the pressure was so hard to bear. But if I had handed you the blessing before the fire cleansed your spirit, the weight of that promotion would have crushed you completely. You were being prepared for a glory that your old self could never carry. A small vessel can only hold a small portion of living water without spilling over, but a large vessel must be shaped with care and tried in the fire, so it can hold an abundant harvest for generations to come. I was enlarging your capacity through that uncomfortable stretch. The quiet seasons stretched your faith until you learned to rely on my nature rather than your own limited human understanding. You grew strong in the dark. Do not measure my love by the noise of your surroundings. The loudest voices in the world are often the emptiest sounds, but my quiet presence carries the weight of eternal authority. When I am quiet, I am working behind the scenes on your behalf. I was dismantling the hidden traps that your enemies laid along your path, and I was positioning angels around your house to guard your destiny while you slept. The silence was a sacred sanctuary designed to pull you away from the noisy crowds. If everything had gone smoothly, you would have stayed attached to people who were draining your spirit. You would have remained dependent on human approval for your worth. But when the human voices faded into nothingness, you were forced to listen for my gentle whisper in the quietness. You learned to recognize my voice above all others. You are not the same person who entered the furnace months ago. In place of the fragile soul who depended on world validation stands a resilient warrior who knows how to walk through the storm without losing faith. You learned to stand on my promises when every visible circumstance told you to give up. That unshakable trust is far more valuable than temporary comfort. You passed the test with honors. Now you stand at the edge of the wilderness with pure gold in your hands. You know the true value of my quiet presence. You understand that every quiet hour was designed to build a deep authority inside your spirit. And as we step into the next part of your journey, you will see exactly what was being constructed while the world thought you were completely forgotten. Listen closely as I reveal what was removed from your path. Let us address the sudden departures that wounded your soul so deeply. You watched people you loved walk away without giving you a clear explanation. You blamed yourself for their quiet exit. And for a long time you wondered what you could have done differently to keep them by your side through the difficult weather. But hear my truth today. Their departure was not your failure. I was the one who cleared those people from your path. A gardener does not cut healthy branches out of malice or anger. He steps close to the vine with sharp shears because he loves the plant deeply. And as he works through the garden, he cuts away the dead wood and the crowded leaves that drain precious life away from the main stem. He prunes the plant so it can bear lasting fruit. Some of those people were only meant to accompany you through a single season. They were comfortable with the old version of your life, but they could never handle the weight of your upcoming assignment. And if they had stayed beside you during this next chapter, their hidden jealousy would have acted like a quiet poison against your spirit. I removed them to shield your heart from harm. You wept over empty chairs at your table. You felt a cold ache in your chest when their names appeared on your phone no longer. You felt embarrassed when mutual friends asked why those old bonds had suddenly dissolved into thin air. But I cleared that room because the small space they occupied was far too narrow for the destiny I am unfolding over your life. I was making space for divine connections that will honor the mantle you carry with joy. Stop mourning over what was deliberately pruned away by my loving hand. When a dead branch falls to the ground, you do not pick it up and try to tape it back onto the tree. You let it go. You focus your energy on the new green buds that are sprouting from the bark because the sap of life is flowing freely once again. Your future requires fresh alignment and clean soil. Now let us talk about the crushing pain that made you feel shattered inside. You looked at the broken pieces of your dreams and declared that your journey was over. You felt like an earthen vessel that had been dropped onto hard stone and smashed into useless dust. The enemy whispered that you were ruined beyond repair, but he lied to your mind. You were not broken down in that painful wilderness. You were broken open. Think of a valuable alabaster jar filled with rare, costly perfume. As long as the jar remains sealed tight and whole, the sweet fragrance inside remains trapped behind the thick stone walls. No one in the room can smell the richness of the oil until the stone is crushed open. The crushing was necessary to break the outer shell of self-reliance. The sharp pressure fractured the stone walls that kept your true potential hidden from the world. And when the vessel broke open, the sacred anointing I placed inside you began to flow outward into the atmosphere. The sweet aroma of your faith filled the entire room. You are not a pile of broken trash left on the side of the road. You are a vessel broken open for my divine purpose. The pain you endured unlocked a deep compassion that could never have been birthed through easy comfort. And when you speak to others who are hurting today, your words carry a healing weight that flows straight from your own scars. Every scar on your heart is a badge of honor in the spiritual realm. The adversary tried to destroy your spirit through betrayal and loss, but I turned his evil strategy into your greatest weapon of victory. What he designed to bury you in darkness became the very ground that nourished your hidden seeds. You grew deep roots while you were hidden. The pruning felt like a reduction, but it was actually an increase in disguise. When a branch is trimmed, the vine directs all its water and nutrients into the remaining limbs. That concentrated power produces larger, sweeter fruit than the plant could ever grow before. What felt like a painful loss was simply heaven concentrating my power inside your spirit. You do not need to fight for approval from people who walked away during your winter. Let them go in peace. Wish them well from a distance, but do not invite them back into the garden I am cultivating today. Where I am taking you requires a clean space, free from the weeds of past resentment. Your heart must remain pure and untainted. Look closely at the soil around your feet right now. The ground that felt so dry and barren months ago is beginning to soften under the gentle rain of my grace. The season of painful pruning is officially complete, and the season of rapid growth is springing up before your eyes. You will see new doors open in places you never expected. I am bringing people into your life who will carry your burden with joy instead of complaining about the weight. I am aligning your steps with faithful companions who celebrate your gifts instead of competing with your light. They will see the pure gold inside your broken vessel and walk beside you with honor and deep respect. Forgive those who abandoned you when the storm grew loud. Release the bitter memories that kept you awake during those lonely nights. When you let go of the lingering pain, your hands become completely free to receive the abundant harvest I am dropping into your life. You are stepping into a season of restoration that will amaze your spirit. Take a deep breath and feel the heavy tension leaving your chest right now. You survived the pruning shears, and you survived the crushing pressure of the furnace. Nothing was wasted, and nothing was lost in vain. Listen to me carefully in the next moment as I reveal the royal identity that was forged through your fire. Look at your soul right now. It is time to tear off every counterfeit label. The world called you a failure because a cherished dream collapsed. But heaven sees a warrior who survived the hardest trial. You felt damaged inside. You felt completely hopeless. You felt unwanted. And every single day you believed those false names. While the adversary whispered that you would never measure up, I dismantle every single lie right now. You are not a victim surviving the storm. You are a conqueror. You are not defined by past scars. The enemy tried to convince you that your identity was tied to your struggles. But your scars are proof that you overcame the battle. They are not signs of weakness. They are marks of holy endurance. They carry immense authority in the spiritual realm today. Lift your head up right now. Stop looking down at your feet. Stop acting like a beggar searching for crumbs at the gates of my palace. You are a child of the King of Kings who carries royal blood running through your spiritual lineage, because you were handpicked before the foundations of the world were laid. I placed my name on your forehead. No human opinion can erase your calling. You belong to royalty. A royal heir does not walk around with fear. A royal heir carries bold confidence. You belong to the kingdom. You have spent far too long operating in a survival mindset, while you worried about every small expense and cowered before every threat from the adversary. I am renewing your mind today. You can step into your inheritance now. Remember who you are in my presence. You carry royal power. Heaven listens when you speak with faith. You went through the furnace of trial, and the fierce heat could not destroy your spirit because it only separated the pure gold from the dross. My glory shines through your life without any obstruction. You were built to withstand the storm. You remain standing unbroken. The adversary fought you so fiercely. He saw your royal mantle early. He was terrified of your true potential. He knew that if you ever woke up to your true identity, his power over your life would be broken forever. That is why he flooded your mind with exhaustion. He wanted you trapped in shame. He wanted you stuck in defeat. His time of deception is officially over today. I am taking off your ashes right now. I am placing a crown of beauty upon your head. I am removing the heavy garment of sorrow and wrapping you in a robe of righteousness, while peace settles over your weary mind. You no longer need human validation. Walk with your head lifted high. Look at your hands right now. These hands were made to build kingdoms. These hands will receive abundant blessings from my open storehouses. You are a mighty warrior standing in the gap for your family lineage, because the ancient curses of poverty and delay are being dismantled once and for all. You are the turning point in your family. Generations will call you blessed. Do not let fear whisper lies. You are not too broken. You are my chosen vessel. My anointing flows best through broken vessels that have been restored by my grace, while your past trial becomes a holy womb for spiritual power. You were raised to higher levels of authority. Every tear was a sacred investment. Reclaim your birthright in this very hour. Stand tall in your divine dignity. Refuse to accept anything less than my complete promises. The season of living on crumbs and leftovers from the world is over, because you are moving to the head of the table, where my provision overflows without limit. Open your heart wide. A massive shift is happening now. Feel the holy dignity rising inside your chest. Feel my strength filling your soul. The heaviness is melting away like snow in the warm sun. Your soul is aligning with the frequency of heaven, while your spiritual eyes open to see the angels positioned around your home. You are protected on every side. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Your words carry creative power today. Speak with faith into the atmosphere. Stop declaring lack over your household. Stop speaking weakness over your body, because as a royal heir, your decree has the power to shift physical realities and open locked doors in the unseen realm. Speak with bold confidence. Your Father owns everything. The wilderness tried to make you forget your name, but I am calling your name back into the light today. You are my precious chosen one. Every place where you experienced shame will become a monument of my grace, while every area of lack becomes a fountain of overflow for others to drink from. You are rising from the dust. You carry new power. Prepare your spirit right now. Stand firm on your feet. We are approaching the sacred moment of total release, where the chains that bound your life will be shattered to pieces. The spiritual atmosphere is charged with my glory. The seals of delay are cracking open today. Quiet your mind. Get ready to witness your breakthrough. The moment of total release has officially arrived. Heaven is opening wide over your life right now. I issue my divine command into the spiritual realm today. Every dark force that opposed your progress is falling back in fear, because the authority of heaven is filling your room this very second. Your breakthrough can no longer be delayed by any human hand. I command the first seal over your life to shatter right now. The heavy seal of anxiety is broken. Fear will no longer control your mind, and every spirit of terror that kept you awake during midnight hours is bound and cast out of your dwelling forever. I release a wave of holy peace into your heart. You will breathe freely again. You will no longer walk under the dark cloud of mental confusion. The fog is completely lifting from your mind. I am restoring your mental clarity today. And as the heaviness leaves your chest in this moment, you will feel an unshakable confidence rising deep inside your spirit. The seal of anxiety is destroyed forever. Now look at the second seal standing before your destiny today. It is the seal of blocked financial doors. The adversary worked tirelessly behind the scenes to close every avenue of opportunity, and he tried to make you believe that you were cursed to live in perpetual hardship for the rest of your days. His lies are exposed right now. I shatter that evil seal into 1,000 pieces. Every locked door over your career and business is swinging wide open by my holy decree. The barriers that stopped your income from flowing are collapsing like the walls of Jericho today. And what was blocked in secret for years is now being unsealed in full view of your enemies. Your harvest is arriving. I am opening doors that no human being can shut. The resources held back from your hands are released right now. You will receive favor in places where you were previously rejected, because my anointing is going before you to pave a smooth path through the wilderness. Your season of financial stagnation ends right here. Now hear my authority as I speak over the third seal today. This is the ancient seal of generational lack. You watched your parents struggle under the heavy burdens that pressed against your shoulders, and the adversary tried to convince you that your children would inherit the exact same cycle of defeat. That lie ends today. I decree that the line is drawn in the spiritual soil right now. You are the turning point in your bloodline. The generational curse of poverty and debt is completely broken off your family tree today. And the chains that kept your ancestors in bondage are shattering under the weight of my glory as you enter a new covenant. The seed of generational wealth is planted in your house today. Your children will walk through doors that were locked against your parents. They will inherit a double portion of my favor and build upon the foundation of faith that you forged through your furnace. The cycle of lack is destroyed forever by my holy decree. Every stolen year is being restored to your hands in full measure. The enemy thought he had ruined your future by delaying your harvest for so long. But I am multiplying your fruitfulness so that 1 year of my favor will accomplish more than 10 years of human labor. Your lost time is redeemed right now in my presence. I speak restoration over your emotional health and your body today. Every broken relationship that was damaged by stress is being healed by my gentle touch. I am placing a mantle of divine joy over your household, while laughter fills the rooms where tears used to fall in private. Your home is blessed with peace. Receive your complete freedom right now. Stand tall as the chains drop to the floor around your feet. You are no longer bound by past failures or limited by human expectations. And as you step forward into this new day, you carry the full authority of a royal heir who reigns in triumph over every storm. Victory is yours. Look at the horizon of your life today. The dark winter has passed. The flowers of your spring are appearing across your land. The noise of your enemies has been silenced by the thunder of my power. And every person who laughed at your tears will soon stand in absolute awe as they witness the magnitude of your divine restoration. I am sealing these victories into the very fabric of your soul today. You will never return to the wilderness of defeat. The old chapter of quiet suffering is closed forever, and a glorious chapter of overflow and unshakable peace is officially opened over your life right now. Walk forward into your new season. Do not let any whisper of doubt creep back into your heart. When you walk away from this encounter, walk with the bold stride of a conqueror who knows their God. You carry the unshakable seal of my covenant upon your spirit, and no weapon formed against your financial freedom or your mental peace will ever prosper again. I am sending my ministering angels ahead of you right now. They are securing your territory and opening key doors for your future. Everything you touch from this moment forward will prosper under the fresh rain of my blessing, because you are stepping into the fullness of your royal inheritance today. Declare your freedom with your own voice today. Proclaim to the atmosphere that the 3 seals are broken. Let your spirit rejoice because the heavy burden has been lifted off your shoulders for good. You are completely liberated, completely restored, and completely empowered by my holy presence right now. The spiritual warfare over your destiny is finished. You fought the good fight of faith. You stood unbroken through the hottest flames of the furnace. Now it is time to receive the reward of your endurance and walk into the open country of my promises. Prepare your hands to hold the harvest that is coming. I am placing a fresh mantle of authority upon your shoulders right now. You will speak words of life to other weary souls who are caught in their own storms. You will guide them out of the dark valleys because you have walked through the fire and emerged as pure gold. You are my living witness on earth today. Hold fast to the victory that was birthed in this sacred hour. Your soul is anchor-bound to my truth. Your steps are established in my eternal grace. Listen closely as we move into the next phase of this encounter, where your hands will be open to receive the full measure of your blessing. Now, my child, look at your hands in this sacred quiet. A clenched fist holds on to fear and poverty. It squeezes tightly because it believes that supply is limited. But a royal heir walks with an open hand. And when you open your hands before my presence today, you demonstrate that your trust rests in the infinite storehouses of heaven rather than your own small strength. You are standing at the edge of a great transition. The 3 seals have been shattered into dust, but a spiritual law requires a seed of faith to lock your breakthrough into physical reality. A seed released in obedience does not leave your life. It simply travels into your future to prepare a harvest that will sustain your family for generations to come. I am asking you for an act of prophetic surrender in this hour. Step out of the comfortable shadow of fear. Place your seed of faith upon the stone altar of this calling right now. Do not measure the size of your seed with eyes of lack. Heaven measures the purity of your heart and the boldness of your obedience. Release your trust without hesitation today. When you release your seed today, you are declaring that you belong to my royal kingdom. You are telling the adversary that he can no longer buy your allegiance with worry. You are stepping into a covenant of abundance that cannot be broken by economic downturns or worldly instability. Your open hand becomes a magnet for divine supply. I want you to seal this holy agreement right now in the atmosphere. Speak these words out loud with authority into your room. Declare that I am free from delay and my harvest is here. Let those words ring through the unseen realm. Feel the remaining traces of anxiety leaving your chest as your declaration takes root in the spiritual soil today. Every seed planted in obedience creates an altar of remembrance before my throne. I remember every sacrifice made in secret. I see every step of faith taken when circumstances seemed uncertain. And because you dared to open your hand when fear told you to hold back, I am unsealing a stream of provision that will overflow your cup completely. Do not hold back out of old habits. The old mindset of scarcity belongs to the wilderness that you left behind. You are stepping into the spacious place of royal inheritance, where my favor goes before you. Every door of opportunity that was previously closed will swing wide open as a direct response to your bold act of faith today. Write your amen in the comments right now as a permanent record of your decision. Inscribe your name in this digital space to declare that you have stepped into your harvest. Let your heart be filled with eager expectation. You are not waiting for a miracle to happen in the distant future because your breakthrough is unfolding in this exact moment. Your act of obedience today is breaking the hidden spirit of lack off your lineage. You are teaching your children how to walk as royal heirs rather than slaves to fear. The seed you sow in this sacred hour will grow into a mighty oak of blessing that shields your family for years to come. Walk boldly into your new identity. Feel the deep satisfaction of a soul that has surrendered its fears. Your spirit is light. Your heart is anchored in my eternal peace. The heavy burden of striving in your own human power is gone forever. You have chosen the path of faith, and heaven is already responding to the sound of your obedience. I am wrapping you in my grace as you step into this harvest season. Your open hands will carry gifts that will amaze your spirit and bless those around you. You are my living proof of restoration, and your life will inspire many to place their trust in my unfailing love. Stand firm in the freedom you received today. Look forward with joy and unshakable confidence. The wilderness is behind you, and the fertile ground of my promises lies directly ahead. You have passed through the fire and emerged as pure gold. Keep your hands open to receive all that I have prepared for your journey. Your era of lack is over forever. I bless your seed today. I bless your open hands. I bless your family and everything you put your hands to in this new chapter. May my peace envelop your mind as you rest in the certainty of my covenant. You are loved, you are chosen, and you are abundantly provided for now and throughout all eternity. Now quiet your breathing, my child. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep, slow breath. Feel the heavy weight completely leaving your shoulders right now. The long battle is no longer yours to fight, because I have taken full command of your destiny. Allow my peaceful presence to wrap around your heart like a warm blanket in the quiet of this hour. You are entirely safe in my care. I speak my holy prayer of protection over your home and your mind right now. I seal every single blessing that was awakened during this sacred encounter. May my unshakable peace guard your heart against every subtle whisper of doubt or fear. Every chain of anxiety is broken, every financial gate is wide open, and every generational burden is wiped away. Your soul is anchored in my grace. Listen closely to my gentle instruction as you step away from this quiet space. Keep this holy revelation quiet in your heart for a season. Do not run to share this private victory with those who doubted your journey in the past. A tender seed growing in dark soil needs quiet protection before it sprouts into the light. Protect your peace from the noisy opinions of the world around you. Let the fruit of your transformation speak for itself when the time is right. You do not need to prove your victory to anyone anymore. The world will see the radiant light on your face and know that the Lord has been good to you. Hold this secret encounter close to your chest like a precious treasure. Walk in the silent confidence of a soul that has been completely restored. My ministering angels encompass your dwelling on every side right now. They stand guard at your doors and your windows to ensure that no evil force disturbs your peace. Sleep tonight in deep and undisturbed rest. The Father who watches over you never slumbers nor sleeps. What I have declared over your life today shall come to pass because my word never fails. Let every lingering trace of exhaustion drain out of your body this very second. Release the tight knot in your stomach. Let your shoulders drop. You have carried the heavy load for far too long, but now you can finally let go. I am lifting the weight off your chest so that you can breathe deeply again. My rest is your permanent sanctuary from this day forward. You have officially entered a glorious chapter of quiet strength and supernatural abundance. Walk forward with your head held high, as a royal heir who knows their true worth. The dark wilderness is behind you forever, and the fertile land of my favor is your permanent home. You are no longer defined by what you lost, but by the eternal inheritance I have prepared for you. When you wake up tomorrow morning, you will feel a fresh surge of hope in your spirit. The heavy morning anxiety that used to press against your heart is completely gone. You will step into your day with clarity, joy, and unshakable confidence. Every task you set your hands to will prosper under the open canopy of my blessing because my favor rests upon you. Thank you for spending these sacred moments in my presence today. You listened with an open heart. Heaven has recorded your act of faith. Never forget that you are never alone in the storm, because my love surrounds you like a fortress. Keep your eyes fixed on my promises, and watch how smoothly your path unfolds in the days ahead. Victory is your birthright. Go now in deep rest and undisturbed peace. You are deeply loved by the Creator of the universe. You are richly blessed beyond human measure. You are forever held in my righteous right hand. The season of sorrow has ended, and the morning of your joy has arrived. Rest, my precious child, for all is well with your soul, now and throughout all eternity.